update on the national election in Germany, where the Social Democratic Party has won the nail-biting race to decide Angela Merkel's successor. Early results have shown a narrow win for the centre-left Social Democrats in the national election over Merkel's Conservatives. Official figures on the website of the country's election commission showed that the SPD has won the general election with 25.7%, beating Chancellor Angela Merkel's Conservatives, who came in at 24.1%. The result is the worst yet for Merkel's CDU-CSU bloc. The Green Party has been placed third at 14.8%, followed by the Liberal FDP at 11.5%. The far-right Alternative for Germany garners 10.3%. No winning party in the German national election had previously taken less than 31% of the vote. The Social Democratic Party has claimed a clear mandate to lead a government for the first time since 2005. The SPD's rise heralds a left swing for Germany. It also marks a remarkable comeback for the party, which has improved on its 20.5% result in the 2017 national election. While the election ushers in the end of 16 years in power for Merkel, it also thrusts Germany into a new period of political uncertainty. The results have sparked immediate claims from both sides to form the country's next government, with the Conservative CDU-CSU alliance and the SPD each seeking to form governing coalitions. In a race for power, Germany may now be looking at a three-way coalition led by either the Social Democrats or Merkel's Conservatives. Given the lack of majority, the win does not guarantee to provide the next chancellor. Hence, Merkel will remain as a caretaker leader until the party sort out a new coalition among themselves and a new government is in place. If the Social Democrats' chancellor candidate succeeds in forming a coalition, then he would become the fourth post-war SPD chancellor. Scholz, who was the finance minister in Merkel's cabinet, is also former mayor of Hamburg. Scholz has hailed his party's election result as a great success.
Ich freue mich, so viele hier zu sehen. Und natürlich freue ich mich über das Wahlergebnis, das die Bürgerinnen und Bürger dieses Landes gewählt haben. Sie haben entschieden, dass die Sozialdemokratische Partei bei allen Balken nach oben geht. Und das ist ein großer Erfolg.
We're joined by our correspondent, Trent Murray from Berlin. Now, Trent, Merkel's party has been defeated, but uncertainty continues. How close are we to the formation of a new government in Germany?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, a catastrophic result, really, for Angela Merkel's CDU Conservative Party. They got the lowest vote share since 1949 for their party. So a lot of disappointment there. After 16 years of having her lead that party, they have become very accustomed to winning. So they are quite shell-shocked, really, that they are now in a position where they have come second. So the name of the game now, really, as you said in your introduction, is all about the coalition building, parties talking to one another to try and reach 50% on the floor of Parliament and then elect a new Chancellor. It's really important to note here that even though the SPD and the centre-left got the most number of votes, that does not guarantee that Olaf Scholz will become the next Chancellor. Germans don't directly elect their Chancellor. It's not like a presidential system in the United States where whoever gets the most votes wins. It's all about who MPs vote for on the floor of the Parliament, and that is therefore about trying to get a majority. Now, the way things stand right now, we expect that those intense coalition negotiations could go on for some time. The two smaller parties in all of this, the Green Party and the pro-business Free Democrats, they really are in a strong position to become the kingmakers, to decide whether they want to work with the centre-left SPD or the centre-right Conservatives, and those talks could go on for a long time. It's all about horse trading now. who might get which ministry, what jobs could be offered to smaller parties in order to get their support. So as Germany awaits to this new day after the election, there really is a lot of uncertainty about what's going to happen next.
And the Social Democrats have emerged as the largest party. What's their vision for Germany? And if they do form the government, then what path will Germany take?
Yeah, look, it's a really good question. I mean, the SPD party is one of the oldest parties in Germany. It's a traditional centre-left working class party. They have had chancellors before. Olaf Scholz is from the moderate wing of that party. So in many ways, he has tried to sell himself as the continuity candidate, the one that won't really make too many radical changes to the way Germany goes about its business, both at home and abroad. He, of course, worked hand in hand with Angela Merkel for the past 8 years in a coalition government with her. So he has government experience. He was, of course, also the finance minister and deputy chancellor. So what they are promising is they'd like to improve workers' conditions. They'd like to increase the minimum wage. They would also like to try and get Germany to reach net zero when it comes to climate emissions earlier than had been originally planned. But in terms of those really big important issues like how to manage the economy and Germany's relationships abroad with its allies and other countries, you wouldn't see a major change, I think, in an SPD-led government. Where, though, there is a question mark is what coalition he forms, because, of course, if he forms a coalition with the Green Party, then he will need to make some concessions in order to get their support. And they do have slightly a bolder vision for how they would like to run Germany from the left of centre. Things like getting rid of coal a lot earlier than had been planned, which, you know, could cause questions about the electricity market here, things like that. So yes, Olaf Scholz, a moderate from the centre-left, but what remains to be seen is what concessions he might need to make with some of those other parties in order to get their support.
And what are the major challenges facing Germany, whichever coalition government may be formed?
Yeah, I mean, look, the main challenges, I think, like most countries around the world right now, is trying to build back from the coronavirus pandemic. Germany has accumulated quite a significant amount of public debt over the past 18 months through its generous furlough schemes and welfare programs to support people through the pandemic. So managing the economy remains a really important issue, and that is why Olaf Scholz, I think, in many ways did quite well given his experience as finance minister. Climate change also ranks as a really important issue here. It's always one of the top issues in surveys when people are asked what they care about. And it's become particularly potent in the past 6 months after those devastating floods hit northwest Germany earlier in the year, killing over 200 people because of the torrential rain and that severe weather event. So I think the main things you will see are discussions around the economy, discussions around climate change, but also Germany's role in the world and Germany's role in Europe, particularly after 4 years of President Trump, where relations did get a little bit strained between him and Angela Merkel. Certainly diplomats here in Berlin would like to see the relationship with Washington strengthened again after that somewhat prickly period.
Trent Murray, thank you for joining us there live from Berlin.